Encounter is brought to you by the Broome County Council of Churches, where we connect compassion with needs as we inspire growth with dignity. You'll find us in special places throughout the community. For those who remain hungry, we provide meals. For those who are challenged, we build wheelchair ramps. We comfort those who are ill, minister to those who are confined, and we remain an advocate for change and understanding on behalf of every element of our community. Connect and inspire. Encounter the Broome County Council of Churches.
Good morning, friends, and welcome to Encounter with Broome County Council of Churches. Today, we're talking about a very serious topic, and it's around Elder Abuse Prevention Awareness Month, and which is such a sensitive topic that goes on from our county to places worldwide. And we just want to, I'm going to introduce you to a few guests of mine who are here just to give you a little bit more information about what's going on in this month. June is Elder Abuse Awareness Prevention Month, and some of the things that you should look forward to or be aware of as a community member or even as an elder who is experiencing these things as we speak. Hello, we're welcoming Sue Spencer from Faith in Action, and we're welcoming Lisa Schuhle from Office for the Aging. Welcome, ladies.
Thank you.
Good morning.
Lisa and Sue, could you just give us a little bit more information about yourselves and how you arrived at your positions? We'll start with Lisa.
Okay, I've worked at the Office for Aging, and I've been there for, I hate to admit it, over 30 years, and have worked in a number of different positions there. And recently, this past year, I have accepted the director's position at the Office for Aging. So we do a lot of community programs, and senior citizens, of course, are our main focus.
Okay, Sue?
I am the program director for Faith in Action Volunteers at the council. I've been doing that for almost 3 years, but and we work also with the seniors in Broome County, helping them to remain independent and stay in their homes and stay healthy.
Now, there's so many different elder programs out there. There's elder daycares, there's elder activities. Could you individually just kind of give me just a little bit more about what your organization does for elders? We'll start with Sue.
Well, our program is volunteer run, and our volunteers help seniors with transportation for things like medical appointments and grocery shopping and errands, all those essential things that they can no longer do for themselves because they no longer drive. We want to keep them in their homes for as long as possible and stay engaged in the community and independent. We also offer other things like friendly visitors for those that feel isolated, reassurance calls. We do the Ramp It Up program where we build the ramps for those who need help with accessibility to their home. We have other community programs out there, senior living ministry in the nursing homes, and our Chop and Chat program where we go out to the senior centers and housing units and encourage healthy eating. So.
Amazing. Lisa?
Well, the Office for Aging also works very closely with senior communities and different agencies also, and our main mission is also to provide support and programs to help seniors in our community remain as independent as possible. One of our big programs that we have is the Information and Assistance and New York Connects, which anybody can call in, caregivers, professionals, seniors, neighbors, friends, and they can get any kind of information that they possibly might want on any topic. We will help them when they call in. If they need home care services, we'll direct them to different home health care agencies. We also will help set up services if that's what they need. If you just need a phone number you can call, if you're looking for information on something specific. And we do a lot of community referrals. Over 50% of the calls that we get a year, we do refer to other outside agencies such as Faith in Action and other programs, depending on, we try to look at the whole person and see what all the needs are and how actually we can help to meet those. And we get a little over 10,000 calls a year.
Wow. So what, I mean, we're going to give out a lot of information to our viewers and our listeners just about how they can get active and involved. Now, what is the number that someone initially can reach out to your organization who maybe not have your information to call you? What number would they
You can call 607-778 2411. And that's the number that, if you don't remember anything else today, if you call that number, we'll get you to wherever you need to go. And besides the information and assistance in New York Connects, we also have a wide variety of programs. We have a caregiver support program where we will help support caregivers caring for family members in the community, or if you're a neighbor caring for somebody. A lot of times people don't understand that if you're helping your neighbor or your mom or dad, taking them to the doctor's offices, maybe providing them with some food and different supports, that you actually are a caregiver, even though we're talking about non-paid caregivers. We have education programs, we have a newsletter. If people are getting stressed, I can talk how this ties into the elder abuse prevention. We can send a caseworker out and maybe set up some respite so that the caregiver can get a break. A lot of times we'll get calls from maybe another relative or a neighbor saying, oh, you know, her daughter yells at the mom all the time and I feel really bad. So we'll send out a caseworker and assess the whole situation, and maybe the caregiver's just like really so burned out that they just need some extra help. So we can help set up services, maybe connect them to Faith in Action, get some rides to the doctor's office, provide them with Meals on Wheels. Maybe we have a special grant through the Alzheimer's Association. We can provide some free respite to some caregivers. So there's a wide variety of programs and services, not just that the Office for Aging provides. We don't just refer to ourselves, we refer to really anything that will work for that individual in the community. So that's the support we give for caregivers, and that's part of the prevention and trying to prevent neglect with the older person, physical, mental abuse, even verbal abuse. So we will work with caregivers to try to alleviate their stress that way.
That is amazing. I mean, there's so many different programs just under these two banners that people maybe not really realize that they have access to right here in our Broome County community. Now, there are a lot of programs that you do offer. What is maybe one unique program that maybe not a whole bunch of people are aware of that you do offer that they may need to get involved in, or may be important for them to, or worthwhile for them to know about?
Well, it depends on what the needs are, so that's kind of a hard question to answer, because if somebody is socially isolated, depression can set in, it can affect their health and a number of other things. So we have senior centers in the community. There's, like I'd mentioned, Sue has friendly visitors. We refer a lot of people for that, so that's another whole topic. We also have health and wellness opportunities that we provide. Balance, Tai Chi for Better Balance is a popular one. We just have a bunch of new community volunteer leaders that were trained, and that helps prevent falls. There's Meals on Wheels of Binghamton, the outerlying areas in Western Broome, Meals on Wheels. I'm trying to think of what else. We have in-home services. There's just a very wide variety. We have, you had mentioned adult day programs. We have a couple adult day programs. So there really is, legal services, that's something that we do contract with legal aid to provide some non-criminal. If somebody needs a power of attorney or a will, they can contact legal aid and get that through the Office for Aging. Also, you know, they can get help with their Medicare plans and deciding which one's best for them through Action for Older Persons, which is another agency. There's just a wide variety. Transportation options. The top 5 reasons people call in are transportation, home care, long-term services and supports, financial benefits, and I can never remember the last one. Did I mention transportation? That's a big one. So that's a lot of, or housing. We also will help people find housing. We'll help people fill out applications for housing. We'll help advocate for them. So those are, and those have been the top 5 for the last 30 years of why people call in. And sometimes the order changes, but it's the same, and I'm sure, you know, Sue sees the same thing with her organization.
Would you like to expound, Sue?
Well, I think transportation is the biggest for us, and what makes us a little unique is our transportation services are door through door. In other words, the volunteer will go directly to their home. give them a little bit of assistance if they need it to get in and out of the vehicle, that type of thing. I think that's the biggest issue that we hear, is that it's hard to get on the bus. It's, especially if they have a walker or a cane, or if they have to get groceries, to carry all those groceries. So I think that makes us a little bit different than the other services, but we really live in a community that's very rich with services I think that a lot of people don't know about. We have a lot of organizations out there, and many of them are volunteer as well. So I don't think we realize just how many people are out there willing to help and provide help for people. So.
And I think that you had asked, what can people that don't know about our services. One thing that I think all community agencies stress is that really our job is to try to keep people as independent as possible. So we really encourage people to call in and ask if they're struggling in a certain area. Don't be afraid to call in and ask. It doesn't mean that none of us are going to come into your home and take you away. That just doesn't happen.
I think that's the big fear. Yeah.
Yes. So people don't like to ask for help until there's a crisis. It definitely is better if you can call in and just say, like this is where we're at. Our population in this area, not just Broome County, but the surrounding areas, is aging. There's a lot of people 85 and 90. In the last 5 or 6 years, we hear from 95-year-olds for the first time. And, maybe they've lost their license because they can't see that much anymore to drive, or they need just some housekeeping or something like that. So they are calling and asking for assistance, which is great because we can provide them with some options.
That is so amazing. Now, let's talk about the real issue here. We're talking about elder abuse, which is abuse is just an issue that just reaches all of us on some level. I mean, even reaching out to the Me Too, and I mean, this not only just includes women or men, this includes our elders, and it's such a population that is so often forgot about. And with June being Elder Abuse Prevention Month, this topic is so important to not only highlight the abuses that happen, but how can we recognize it, and how can the community come together? If you guys can kind of expound more on about the activities that are coming up for the Elder Abuse Awareness Prevention Month, and then also things that people can do to kind of get involved with this cause. Any one of you?
You want to talk about the
Sure,
activities?
I will. Well, I did a little research, and about 1 in 10 older adults, 60 and older, are facing some form of abuse, and that can range from physical to emotional neglect. Self-neglect is considered an elder abuse. Financial abuse is huge, especially with all the phone scams. So some of the things we're doing right now with the Elder Abuse Prevention Committee, which is part of the Family Violence Prevention Council of Broome County, we're having a shred and med where at the senior picnic at OFA, and that's June 20th up at BCC, and we will have the big shredding truck there, and if people want to bring a bag of financial papers or important documents that they would like to have shredded, we can do that. We'll have the Broome County Sheriff will be there to collect any prescription meds that need to be disposed of, that type of thing. We often try to get out information through different things like the senior picnic with a number to call and things to look for. We have been running some PSAs on television, just alerting people to things to look for, like a financial scam. The latest one that will be coming out soon is about power of attorney, and how you should not feel pressured to choose power of attorney based on whether it's a relation or it's your child or it's somebody that's pressuring you to do it. So we just really want to get the word out